Welcome to our dearest listeners. Good morning and welcome to all of you. Welcome to another fascinating edition of Good Morning Liberia. And of course, this is where we converge every mornings to talk about issues that matters to the Liberian people. It's another morning within the new year. And let me say Happy New Year to all of you. And today marks the first broadcast of Good Morning Liberia within 2026. And we look forward to having a great presentation this morning. So let me say welcome to all of you, those of you listening to us there in Mankabon County. I want to say welcome. Those of you there in Grandmaster County, welcome. Those of you there in all of the counties, I want to say good morning to you, and I want to say thank you for tuning in this morning. Let me start with saying welcome to those of you following us on our Facebook page. You're watching us through Facebook. Those of you in the diaspora there, I want to say good morning to you and welcome you to Good Morning Liberia. Indeed, we're moving forward and backwards never. There's a whole lot of things happening within Mama Liberia. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. Nevertheless, we're here to talk about some of these issues, give our own take on them, give insights, give advices, give recommendations, and talk about things that matter to the Liberian people. So let me say welcome to all of you. My name is Samira One Light, and of course I'm Samira One Light. And this morning I will be joined by one of my colleagues. We're going to start up the show this morning. So let me say good morning to all of you and let me welcome you to Good Morning Liberia. Happy New Year, my people, my New Year on you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, Liberians. Let us all have a conversation together. Let us always talk, and never go back to the bushes. And this morning, it marks the birthday of Sekou V. Sharif. And today is another day, excuse me. And what we're going to do here this morning, we're going to play the birthday song, wishing him happy birthday this morning. And afterwards, we'll be able to say a few things and be able to move on. But let me say happy birthday to my partner, Sekou V. Sharif. So they marks another day to celebrate life, another day to be grateful for life. And so we're here this morning. There are a lot of things to talk about. But first and foremost, we're going to go for the birthday song. And after the birthday song, we'll be back here to talk about lots of issues. And okay, let's take this one. My people birthday song, right? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Give people happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Okay, so let me say a happy, blessed birthday to the CEO of Voice of Liberia. And yeah, but let me see. And let me wish you a happy birthday. This is a day that was made for you to be able to celebrate. And I'm wishing you, a very happy birthday and a year full of achievements, both in your personal and professional life. And also, we pray that this new age or new chapter brings you success in everything that you want to do, happiness, right? Long life, prosperity. We pray that, you'll be able to live to see your children. Okay, birthdays comes once a year. So definitely when it is one birthday, it's good that you'll be able to celebrate in grand style. We hope that there will be more growth. We hope that you'll be able to get whatever you wish for in life. Every good thing should go your way in this new age. Let this new age be able to bring a lot of happiness within your life. Okay, keep being the kind of leader that you are, and keep leading with that mindset that you continue to lead with. So happy blessed birthday, Sekou Sharif, Sekou V Sharif. Let me put a V there. Happy blessed birthday, and we wish you long life and everything good in life. Whenever it is one birthday, one of the things that I will always say is, is to wish you everything good in life, right? Because nobody pray for bad things. So when it is your birthday, it is another year, to be able to excel. It's another year to look back from where you came from and to start fresh on a very, very much new page. So today is your day, and you should celebrate the day in grand style. Okay. So quickly, what you want to do is to acknowledge some of those following this morning. We're going to read out some of the comments from the Facebook page. Definitely, we might not be able to take all of your comments, but we're going to read out the ones that we can read out, and we'll be able to go into our conversation. Roland Swa says, Good morning, VUL. I'm Roland Swa watching from Johnsonville, Kankan Town Community. And Malu F. Fofana says, Good morning, family. I'm following from 20th Street and Happy New Year. Ellis Kettle Flomo writes, Good morning, Voice of Liberia family. I'm following. Sam M. Ghana Song says, Good morning, VOL. I'm watching you from the biggest lime tree, Lofa Bridge, Kola County District, Grand Cape Mount County. And Jonah Nakula Koli writes, My name is Jonah Nakula Koli, watching from Swakoko County. Siliki Ture is following, and he says, Good morning, Voice of Liberia family. Lama Taylor says, watching from a dry rest supermarket. And this is Papi Eskeita. This person is following the show, and he says, Good morning, following from, okay, good morning, following from Bon County. Bartley Kane is following, and he says, Don't bring it on here, just know. He says, Good morning, Samira. It's been a while watching from Masabola Musete, Luft County. Happy New Year to you and to others. Let's get it down. Ruben Say is following from his resident, Parker Pint, Junction, Montserrat County. Othello Frank is watching and says happy birthday to the CEO. Change Boy Mitch is also following from our Mount Barclay. Akwe Zango is watching and he's wishing Seku happy birthday. And there are a lot of you following this morning. Let me say thanks and appreciation to those of you following. Let us all share the live video so that others be able to have access to information. Let us all be able to disseminate information together this morning. Share it in all of your group chats, share it on the pages so that others have access to information on the broadcast this morning. The cash giveaway is on, and of course, we're giving out is it 4 or 5,000? 5,000 this morning. And you need to play with 50 Liberian dollars. The code is star 799 star 8 hatch. I repeat, star 799 star 8 hatch. And you use 50 Liberian dollars to play, and we'll be able to win some money here this morning. This morning, we'll be joined by Ben Tokba. He will be joined this morning, and there are lots of conversation that we have on the broadcast. And as we go about, we will give you insight, or we'll give you a picture of how the morning show will be, broadcasted to you guys. But first and foremost, let me say good morning to you, Ben. Is it this one or this one? Good. I'm not getting Ben.
Okay.
Okay.
Good morning. Good
Uh-huh.
morning. Good morning, Samira Walla. Good morning to our CEO, Sekou Sharif. I want to say happy birthday to the CEO. I wish you long life, good health, and God's blessings, more wisdom, so that what you do for the country, can always, be impactful for all of us. And I want to also say thank you to the CEO and the entire Voice of Liberia family for the inclusivity of my voice on the platform. And as we've joined this process, it is our fervent hope and prayer that we are always here to contribute to the national discourse. And happy New Year to you, Samira. Happy New Year to the CEO, and happy New Year to the millions of Liberians that I follow Voice of Liberia. I'm told that Voice of Liberia is the nation premium platform that covers Liberia's 15 political subdivision and beyond the country territorial boundaries. So it's a privilege being on the platform. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for joining, and let me say Happy New Year to you also. Okay, so there are a lot of things happening within the country. A lot of them, like I said, some of them they're good, some of them they're bad. So we're here to talk about some of these things this morning. But first and foremost, let us hop on to housekeeping, right? Some of the trending issues within the country. The National County Sports Meet is on, and it is a game that brings people together, no matter your political affiliation. It brings everyone together, to be able to celebrate. And over the period of time, Ben, you know that the county meet it have been having that momentum, it have been having that view wherein people are zealous to go and share the county. You see lawmakers on the field together having conversation, to put aside the political guide. Unlike this year, county meet, there are a lot of news that we're getting. We cover all of the games, majority of the games within the rural areas, and we're also covering the game at the Summer Kind Sports Complex, and the turnout. Housekeeping, right? Ben is going to come up with his housekeeping as to what are some of the things that are trending. But for my housekeeping, Ben, I don't know as to if you have been following or you have observed that the feud. I don't know as to if it's from the semifinal that we want to have, the field being packed or crowded like the way it used to be. But the momentum for the county lead, there are a lot of things that we're getting. And even, the Ministry of Women's Sports, there's no, how you call the thing, there's no system there, right? They do not have any system. There's no system for the place. They ask people to be able to give out their name and, so that they be able to have past, these media institutions. And let me say this here, right? The gift that is being covered about us, it is not something that is being paid for. But Liberia put gas in their van, go to Bon County, Babolu County, Nimba County, Great Bassa County. It is on our own, we're saying, let us be able to do this for the Liberian people. But at the end of the day, if you have media institutions who are saying that let us do this free, and not just ELBC should be there, but let us be able to run the services to the people. At the end of the day, you want to bring out some disrespect. At the end of the day, you want to make it seem as if to say you're paid for it or it is being paid for. Then where the problem comes in. But we're here to serve the Liberian people and we'll continue to do so for the Liberian people. But the county lead this year doesn't have that momentum that they usually, used to have before, right? We're seeing that the place is not packed and there are a lot of irregularities when it comes to the Ministry of Youth and Sports handling issues. The last time we checked, they said that Lopa County was out, and then they came back and said that Lopa County should play Grand Cape Mount County, and Grand Cape Mount County came up and said that they are protesting, they don't want to play. That's a whole that's going on. And even the structure of the county meetings here, as I'm hearing, is not like the same. Someone will ask, what is going on? What is going on? Someone will ask. But we hope that everything be put in place so that Liberians be able to enjoy this game. Because this is the only event that we have in this country that will bring people together, sports, that people will feel the Samuel Canyon Sports Complex, people will be there. It's one of the best that we have in our country. So I think it should be handled, with care, and there should be more attention paid to it so that Liberians be able to enjoy themselves. Because this thing comes once a year. If if there's no counter meet, Liberians, how will Liberians be able to enjoy themselves? So I think the Ministry of Youth and Sports need to do better. They need to work hard or harder so that uh, things be put in place at the ministry there for the benefit of the Liberian people. You have something to say to that, Ben, before we go on to your trending issue? What is trending from your end?
Yeah, Samara, thank you very much. I've been following the National Counter Sports Meet. And one thing I would say, the politicization of the National Counter Sports Meet has weakened the fabric of the game. The game that once upon a time served as a space for national unity, healing, and reconciliation has been very divisive. I'm not a sport a pundit like that, but everything that smells, once it smells fire, every nose that is active would definitely get the scent of it. And that thing that has spilled over on the national county meet have affected our country. Instead of the county meet unifying us as Liberian, has further caused division because of the politicization of everything. And one thing that captured my eyes, imagine the Liberia's party's son, and not just Liberia but Africa. It says Excellency George Manawia, Africa only Ballon d'Or winner. I mean, so young people took something like a poster or banner to the Samuel Kaindo Sports Stadium with the inscription, of George Weah motivating people in soccer. That inscription was placed at the FIFA Female World Cup tournament in Morocco. And an assistant minister under the Black Icon regime, he fiercely engaged the young people and told them for the fact that a quote of George Weah was placed on a plaga for sport, you know, he automatically vented his anger against the young people. The video of that took over the social media. And we've seen a lot of hands, different political hands playing in the county meet. People trying to show strength. There are five players, and people are taking their complaints, and their complaints are not being heard in accordance with the ethics of sports. So this is totally wrong. I think the county meet has lost its excitement. I think it's been politicized. I think the essence of the county meet to unite the country has not been achieved under Mr. Boakai. And I think more has to be done as Liberians because we cannot continue to sit and allow people with temporary political power like Boakai and Kun to continue to divide the country. And I think this thing come from leadership. I think it comes from leadership deficit because when responsible leaders are in charge of the country, they will be able to coordinate everything. What is, I mean, sports should be the least thing you can ever politicize. But sadly, like we've always said, everything under the watch and ambience of Joseph Barker and Jeremiah Kuhn is just crumbling, and every part of the country has been affected by the bad governance, the administrative ineptitude, and the mixed fate of Boaka and Kun in leadership. So, sport is just one of the victims of the many irresponsible forms of government affecting the country. But it's sad. But I like to say thanks to the biggest media infrastructure in the country. Voice, there's no media house in Liberia that have the sophistication of outside broadcast coverage as compared to Voice of Liberia. So I want to thank the team for the fantastic courage, the free courage, and to be honest, Samara, you take Voice of Liberia outside broadcast vehicle. That vehicle, you take it with the equipment to call the national contest post me. You're burning your own fuel. You're burning the data. Keeping the radio station on, keeping the vehicles running. It's expensive. But imagine you are doing that for the sake of national unity. That is the reason why Voice of Liberia is going the extra mile. So it is heartbreaking. It is so frustrating that Voice of Liberia will be making the sacrifice to foster unity in the country through sports, but the man who is in charge as president, the vice president, they've been very, very insensitive to utilizing sports for the common good of the Liberian people to unify the country is frustrating. And I think Liberians are not happy about the national country supposed to be on a Black. That is the reason why they've boycotted the Unity Party National Countess post meet.
Okay, definitely, definitely. We're still on trending issues here at 8 o'clock. We'll be able to go into our main conversation. But then you're going to come up with your trending issue. But there's this thing that caught my attention, and I think we should have a little conversation about it. Then maybe we'll open the phone lines for Liberians to be able to participate on some of the trending issues, and then we move forward to our conversation. On December 23rd, 2025, there was a release on the executive mansion page, right? I normally say this thing. Everything that the Unity Party guys would do, they will post that on the executive mansion page. Even, if the president goes for dinner, if the president share popcorn on the kids, it will be posted on the executive mansion page. That's how low the executive mansion page has become. But on December 23rd, 2025, there was this post that the government made. And I'm going to read the post.
Okay.
The post says President Boakai officially switched on the ELWA RRA street lights and the tall electrification projects, marking the illumination of the ELWA junction to RRA highway stretch, as well as the Bentor to Crusoeville electrification projects, December 22nd, 2025. So on 23rd, this post was made. Fellow Liberians, for those of you who listened, what did you get? This release is telling or it told the Liberian people that the project was completed. The release did not say the project is ongoing. That was not what the release said. The release said that the project was completed. Now, I'm saying this to tell Liberians that these are some of the things that the people do, and at the end of the day, they do not provide clarity, right? They contradict themselves. Anyone driving, on the airport road, they will know that what this release said is a complete lie. Now, that's what is clear. Few street lights were being placed at a specific point, selected areas. Few street lights. It was being placed at a specific area. And maybe some of the, some of the Unity Party folks, they will come in and say the road is not yet completed, so the street light will not be all along the road. But then I'm going to bring you back at the post that was being made. So instead that you try to say something that you're not doing, because if the road project is not yet completed, that's the reason why all of the street lights along the road they are not yet being installed. The police should have said to the Liberian people that the project is finished because they have to release for people. Yes, yes, I'm going to show this to the camera. Let me get it to the producer, and then he can be able to put it on the screen so that you Liberians, those of you watching us through our Facebook page, can be able to read it. Okay? So my point here is, okay, maybe some of you will say the goal has not yet been completed. Granted, it is not completed. Why did the executive mansion page, why did the executive mansion release said that the project has finished when there's still selected areas on the RIA road that you have a street light. So I thought the release should have been, the project is ongoing. But the release says, I hope we get it on the screen quickly so that we'll be able to read it from there.
Okay,
The
that's good.
release said a whole different thing. And those of you flying the Rabat International Airport road there, you see that the light is just a few places and the other place is in darkness. So these are some of the things that the people will do. Yes, they would. On December 27th on the back. It's the veterans. President Biden officials pushed on the ELWA RRA street lights. The tell you says don't part of it. So the post is implying that from ELWA junction to RRA street lights along the whole road. But then there's no street light there. It's for specific areas. So if you people know that the road has not yet been completed, then the post was not to be making this point money. Because somebody out there, maybe somebody in Bokon there, or somebody in Canada, or somebody in Korea, when they read this post, they'll be like, oh, but then the whole area was already electrified. That's why that the project is not yet completed, and the light I'm talking about is not along the area go full yet. So there's the post. But let's have it. Let's have it. Mhm.
Yeah. You know, Samira, I like to say this, and it's unfortunate that we should be saying this, but the government can lie. Joseph Waka himself is a liar, and Waka lies are in chronological order and well documented. From Waka to his ministers, they are all liars. And I will tell you why I say this. You can lie your way to power during campaign. You can say sweet things, you can lie. But in terms of governance, you cannot take the same lies you use during the campaign to governance. The December 23rd, you know, release on the executive management page about the government lightening up the RIA rule. That is a blatant and it's a serious lie. The first thing is that project started, that project started through the instrumentality of George Manuel. That is Weah's project. Now, that project covers the electrification of the RRA road. Is the RRA road project being completed? No, the project has not been completed.
That's my
Plenty,
point.
plenty few street light around ELWA, your rehab junction, and classifying that to be the electrification of the RRA road. Let me bring something to your attention, as a mirror, because
Hmm.
of the statement Bwaka made. There was a terrible car accident. A yellow Nissan Texas flip over in the ditch, only because the rare on executive management page that Baka has let up the RRA road, so that Texas driver perhaps was fleeing, rushing to carry the people market and thinking the road is lighter, only to be caught in the middle of a dark highway and the Texas flip over. It was posted on the social media. When the government lie, it is very dangerous. It is at the cost and expense of the citizens. Now, let me tell you this, Samira. We are in the midterm of the Baka Kun regime. The
Hmm.
regime is in its 3 years and nothing to show. So, do you know why the government is actually desperate? They are project hunting. Because they are desperate, they have achieved nothing. They're in the midterm. They know they ain't got anything less than the midterm election that would test their political strength. They know that they will be crucified by the Liberian people in 2029 with massive vote cast against them. So because of that, the government is desperately project shopping. Don't be surprised when the government announce that they are the one funding the coverage Voice of Liberia do for the country. They might say that. That's how desperate people are. And there's something I want us to look at when we reach that point. I have lies in chronological order documented about the FOIA project. Let me say this to you. Just a back of lie about everything. Imagine their old man, our road is dark. You put small light around here that be a Johnson to rehab, and then you say the road is electric
That is my point.
is lighter up.
So it
Okay,
should be
man.
clear within the post that
Yeah.
within so and so time, but you say for ELWA to RRA, those of you right on that road. Anyways,
But Samara, let me just tell you one thing. They probably so that I can lie. Look at the FOIA project. The man land in
we
FOIA.
will get to that. It's
Yeah,
one of our major conversations. Then we're
yeah,
going to get to that.
yeah.
We're
They
going to
probably
get to
can
that
lie.
shortly.
They probably can lie. They probably can lie. And the people they feel flat, so they continue to lie. Nothing has changed. The government can lie. Baka can lie. And in Liberia, they say anybody like can lie, they can steal, they rogue. It's wrong.
Okay. All right. So you have anything trending from your end? If not, we go over to the phone line so that feel like Liberians properly they want to say something on these two trending things that we've talked about.
Okay, so we're gonna look at those issues on your deck, but better
Mm.
still, I have some I've documented the something that's gonna bring the United Party government down, and our international partners they're investigating. One is this for the FOIA project in FOIA Lofa County for Joseph Boaka. There is a chronological line that we've documented from top to bottom. It's something
So,
that
so, so
I
Ben, that,
hopefully we
that,
can
that
look at.
one is our major conversation. I think it's what we'll hop on to shortly. And we'll be able to go
Okay.
into the whole FOIA thing. Okay. But those of you
Okay.
who listen, you want to participate, we'll just take few calls on this. Probably you want to say something about the national council meet, or you want to say something about this RIA road. Those of the drivers who are driving from ELWA to the airport, those of you going to Buchanan, how is it there on the road in the night hours? You can see the street light from ELWA straight to RIA, or there's some part of it, and at the end of the day, there's some part of it in darkness. Because most of the time, I always tell like there are people that if you come on this radio and say some things, they're Liberians who follow. So they will be able to validate what we're saying here. So it's important that you Liberians be able to have your say. So these are the two things we're begging you. When we open the phone lines, please stick to the issue. We might take 5 calls on this, then we move into our major conversation this morning. The numbers to call are those of you in the counties, Lone Star Orange subscribers, 0773 419502. 0773-419502, 0555-184711, 0555-184711. Those be out in Monrovia, alongside Orange subscribers, 0773-978-564. 0773-978-564. 0880-907-907, 0880-907-907. Good morning. Wow, my brother, you need to walk away from your monitor, please. Good morning. Morning. You don't know where you join us from. Let's hear you quickly. So you know what? I'm not going to allow you to get through practically without listening. So I think there's some, the understanding, your understanding level, there's some problem with it. Because if you have followed, you will be able to speak the some of the things that we said. But you're saying different things. What we said is not what you're saying. How can you tell us that if they let us some part of the road, then they can say the marshal saying so, then we yes saying yeah, but what things are saying there?
And I'm following the show.
Look, that's what I'm saying. If you have been listening, then there's some problem with your understanding level. That's my point. If you have been listening, then you're not understanding the issue well. So I hope that you'll be able to listen well and then be able to call back so that you make your point. Okay, we can disagree and agree here. Okay, but you cannot come in and say what somebody's saying is not making sense. No problem. That's for you. You're not go away from the conversation. Good morning. Let's talk to this person. Good morning. Morning. Let's hear you. Okay. Wait a minute. Let's go. Okay. Okay. Thank you. This person, let's talk to the next person here quickly this morning. These are just the trendy issues. You can make a point on it. And shortly we go to our major conversation. Good morning. Back up factory, let's hear you. Hmm. Well, wait, hold on, my brother. You said from here to here, junction to Key. But from here to here, junction to Key, what's the distance? Okay. Okay. Morning, my brother. This person, those of the drivers on that road, we will announce. Okay, let me say this. Those of the drivers flying the RRA to ERW Junction Road, call us on this number just for this conversation 0779-003-835, If you are not a driver, traffic on that road, don't call that number. We will not take you. Morning, morning, let's hear you. Let's hear you. Mm, mm. Okay, okay. That was not an issue, my brother. Thank you. Morning. 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 Let's hear you. Your name and where do you join us from? What the hell? Let's hear you, Mohammed. Or rehab the shopping. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. And they said when the car can go in rehab the two did not smoke it. But let's talk to this person. Good morning.
Charging brother
Morning.
Patrick.
Mm. Okay, thank you. This person, good morning. Okay, that person left the line. Jen, should we take a few more calls and then we call it a day? Good morning.
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead. Let's get you. Even what you just said. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, my dear brother. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Let's be able to call it a day on the cross segment of trending issues. These are some of the things that are trending that we thought to talk about. Now, the time is 12 minutes past 8 o'clock from where I sit and broadcast. And if you're just tuning in, you're still placing your calls. We're not taking any more calls, please. If you're just tuning in, this is Voice of Liberia. Okay, okay, I'm good now. Let me say that if you're just tuning in, this is Voice of Liberia on 4.1, and you're tuned in to Good Morning Liberia. Okay, those of you placing your calls, we're not taking calls on this anymore. So if you call, we'll not take your calls to open the lines on our next conversation. So these were some of the trending things that we talk about. Let us now move into some issues regarding the project there within local accounting. Okay. Then you want to keep the ball on this one?
Yeah, there are chronological lies here in order, and like I said, Samira, this LoFi project with I mean, it's been reported Washington is investigating this case. Our European Union partners, they're very interested in the LoFi project. This thing is very serious. On January, between September 10 in January, the construction of the LoFa project began in Foya LoFa County. And that project, the company that are responsible for that project, they are called the MUSNS groups. And that group is headed by Mr. Joe Molba. Joe Molba here is a relative to Joseph Yuma Boaka. He's a relative to Joseph Boaka. So that project didn't go through any PPCC procedure. There was no PPCC procedure that the LOFA project passed through. And it was a total violation of the Liberian law. That was between, Boakai took over January 22nd, 2024. Immediately when Boakai took over, his land in Foya, Lofa County was where the MU SNS groups started the project headed by Joe Molba. Then on the 25th, in 2025, September, that was September 2024 when Boakai took over. In 2025, September the 29th day, 2025, last year, the 29th day, Daniel Sando, the deputy information minister, he said the project was an MRU initiative. To the shock and dismay of the Liberian people, the MRU issued a press statement distancing themselves and they denied knowledge of any project. So, under the Liberian law, that is fraud. That is fraud. And that was a total misrepresentation of the Liberian people. But it was publicly stated by Daniel Sando that the government of Liberia were in the know of the project and the project was an MRU project. Now, Samira, that's
Mm.
not just all. After Daniel
Okay.
Sando, we go to Sam Steve Quia. Steve Quia is the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs. Joseph Boakai, Chief of Office Staff. On the 22nd of October 2025, Mr. Steve Quia, in his confirmation hearing, he said he knew nothing. He knew absolutely nothing about the FOIA project, and what people were saying, what he was being asked about, is not to his knowledge. Now, here's the lie. There is no way, Samira, that a
Mm.
$10 million project will be built on the project, the land owned by the President of the Republic of Liberia. And it is heavily, it's been men, they are armed guards. They are stiff armed guards on the ground, EPS officers. And as we all know, the EPS, their fundamental responsibility is to provide security protection for the executive, the president, and the vice president. Any other person in the government that EPS officers will be providing protection for will be at the instruction of the president of the Republic of Liberia. So EPS have been on the ground. Under the Liberian
Mm.
law, the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, Steve Koya, lied. And that falls on a perjury. That is not just all. On the 12th of November, 2025, the Public Work Minister, Roland Gillis, Roland Gideon was asked about this Lofa Foya project. And he said it falls under national security issue, and because national security issue, he's not speaking to it. The public works minister, the chief architect of construction, government construction across the country, said he can speak to it. The journalist should go and ask the executive mansion to provide answers. He said a classified information. How can a Mano River Union so-called peace project be a classified information? Now let's go to what the presidential press secretary said. The woman who speak for Joseph Boakai,
Mm.
Kula Fofana, November 2025. Kula Fofana said that the facility is a government-owned facility. It is built for the office of the president, but not the president's personal property. At first, the other people say it's not for president. Kula Fofana say it is built for the president, but not the president's personal property. Now let's look at the conflict here. The conflicting aspect of this, uh, the MRU itself. Again, the MRU distance itself from the quote unquote office built for Joseph Barker that is not in the know of anything of such. Now, the Public Finance Management Act 17, it spoke about unauthorized assets. Now, for the sake of the conversation or the argument that Kola Fofana made that okay, the project for Joseph for the president, but not a personal property for office of president. Before such an institution is established, it has to go through the legislative process. It is the legislature that have the responsibility to create new entity for government purpose. In the national budget, there is no fiscal appropriation. What are 2024, 25 in the 2026 fiscal envelope? There is nothing placed in our $1.2 billion budget talking about LOFA project. Worst of it all, Jerelima Matthew Pia, the Minister of Information, Jerelima Matthew Pia, what did he say? He said it's a mix up funding. Money coming from the government and money coming from, partners. He says it's a mix up project. Now, if you will be taking money from private operators in the country, whether concession companies, whatever, for the sake of the other lies they put out there, it falls under the category of bribery and kickback. The government cannot go into say that they okay, give me small thing, I want early on based on it for the president. It falls on kickback. So the whole information minister Jerelima Matthew Pia said the government or Liberia and some private groups were doing it was a mixed funded project. Let's go to the worst of this situation. Joseph Yuma Boaka himself. On the 19th of December 2025, Samira, Joseph Boaka appeared on ELBC. Shamefully and very embarrassing and disgraceful. Joseph Boaka said the project will be funded by the MRU. Even the journalist T. Max Jalate asked him. T. Max said, the project is ongoing, and you're saying will be funded by Mano River Union. What did Baka say? Baka said, in fact, the project he wasn't in the know from the beginning. If he was in the know, he would have not agree, and he don't know about the project. But let me say this: that was a total conflict of interest, and it's a violation of our law. Conflict of interest at number 90. Joseph Human Boaka, the president of the Republic of Liberia, his private land in Foya. His armed guards are there, the EPS officers are there. Now he coming out to tell us that he didn't know anything about the project in Lofa County. Lofa County that Joseph Boaka will go every holiday to spend time. Where his kingsmen are, his confidants are in Lofa, on his land. That was a total affront. You can't lie like that. Everybody, we thought Joseph Baka could set different standards and say, okay, deal with people, put some people under the bus, fire some people in connection with taking 10 million out of the Liberian people money in connection with the Lofa project. But every one of the individuals responsible to talk about the Lofa project, they all lie, including Joseph Baka himself, lie about this. Then let's go to Anthony Kesselin, the deputy minister of state, that other minister, that other papi who just on Facebook cussing everybody. Once you disagree with Joseph Baka, Anthony Kessely will cuss you. Everybody know Anthony Kessely for that one. I don't know how such a man will be in a position, you're a deputy minister, and you're insulting everybody, critical voices,
If
voice of
if
dissent in the
if
country.
if the Minister of Information can insult people, then that tells you that is a government that insult people.
You're right. You're right, Samira. So, you know, Anthony said that the project is owned by the government of Liberia, and he said the president never said he didn't know about it. The president himself said he didn't know about the project, and they're telling us now that the Mano River Union will fund the project. This is this is deception on Max. This is deception told in every manner and form. This is lie weaponized to destroy the trust of our international partners against the state of affairs of the Liberian people. And this is wrong, Samira. This is where we are. The LOFA project now have exposed the entire government, information minister law, public work minister law, president press secretary law, deputy minister of state law, the minister of state law, Joseph Baka himself
The
lie about
president
the
is
LOFA
right.
project.
Mhm.
And Samira, how did we get to know about this project? Who shed light on this project? The first time Honorable Gray talked about the Lo-Fi project and other folks, they said, oh, the opposition people talking about the project. Later on, a respected civil society actor, Mr.
Eddie,
Eddie
Eddie
Jawudo, Eddie Jawuda did the investigation and unearthed that Joe Molba, I think nephew or cousin of Joseph Barker, was the chief engineer for the project, and his company was the one doing the project. Joseph Barker have given money to the company to do the project, the MUSNS groups to do the project. Now, after you get the money to the company to do the project, Eddie Jawuda came and said the project is $10 million project. He brought all of the details outside. The government said they couldn't speak to it. They went by, they came by and formed propaganda. Daniel Sanders said MRU bought it. They go call up Havana say on MRU bought it. Gideon say on MRU come and bought it. And Jeremiah Pia say on MRU bought it. So there have been disorganized information and lies well documented about this LOFA project. And you think anybody would take such a government serious? Nobody will obviously take the government serious. In all fairness, let's look at another one they did. The check, I mean, it was posted by the CDC Secretary General Jefferson Koji. Now, a check of $1.3 million jointly taken from the covers of the LWSC and the LHCC with proofs of those checks. Internal sources from those institutions who are fed up with the irresponsible way in which the regime is running the country. They gave out the check. They sent it. They did a screenshot of the check and sent it. And Mr. Koji posted the check. At the end of the day, he said $1.3 million was taken from the Liberian people cover. Samira, you see, the government went and announced the same $1.3 million after their so-called homecoming program. Let's look at some of the contradiction briefly. Okay, you said you were going to do fundraiser for a property that you were evicted from when you were in opposition. Now, if you're going to do a fundraiser for a project for crying out loud, wouldn't you go to your party headquarters on Broad Street, raise the funds, proceeds of the fundraiser, go and pay for the headquarters, announce to your partisans that we have paid for we paid for a party headquarters now in Kongota, our old party headquarters, and we're moving there. But you went to the same place, so okay, so that separating you deal with the landlord. You tell the landlord say we'll go to Kongota to the old party headquarters, we'll sell that, we'll raise the money, what we collect from that, we'll get rid of you. This is there's no sense, there is no logic here. And we're not stupid to Joseph Boaka and Kun. The Liberian people are knowledgeable. You should not take the resilience, the tenacity, and fortitude of the Liberian people for granted. The government has massively failed, and this project will bring the government down. And we're calling on our international partners to intensify the investigation. These people who took money from state covers, and then another thing, they like the project valued $10 million. Jalima PS said the project is around $6.1 million. You see, there's lies from all sectors of the government. Nobody to be trusted. You cannot trust Joseph Baka. You can't trust Jalima Pia. You can't trust Kula Fufana. You can't trust Public Works Minister Giddings. You can't trust Anthony Kess. There's nobody to be trusted. This is frustrating. And this is happening when civil servants didn't receive 100% of their salaries for December. When teachers, the Ministry of Finance spokesperson said teachers did not receive 3 months of their salaries. Information in our domain suggests that about 700 police officers were not paid. Even the so-called salary that they were able to pay to some people, only 70% was being paid. These things came out of the mouth of the finance ministry spokesperson. Where are we heading? We're in the third year of the regime. This is sad for our country. And you think with all of these things that even a county meet, people will be happy to attain it with the politicization of every facet of the country. The last time Mr. Rondes here of of Front Page Africa, Mr. Rondes said something. He said, how can a government that won't own a very tiny margin just going after everybody in the country who share critical voice on the way, the manner and form in which the regime is heading the country. They're just going after everybody they like. So I think the government has lost it all. I think they failed. I think they have no chance for them. They've messed it up. They've used the first 1 year, nothing happened. The second year, nothing happened. The foundation's already messed up. There's nothing you can do when you're building something and you've messed up the foundation. Whatever you do up there, it just mirage. Nothing else can happen. Nothing can change. The people has failed, and all we can say to the Liberian people: brace yourself, be strong, and let's work together. And like what is being done on Voice of Liberia, continue to serve the Liberian people. All we can do, conscientize our people, so that democratically, 2029, these state looters, these criminals, these liars, Joe Baka and his gang, they can all be defeated, so that we can replace them with a responsible government. And there, where the former president of Liberia, George Weah, comes in, and with the CDC political architect to restore the hope of the Liberian people. And George Weah will definitely come back to make Liberia great again. This project
So,
will bring the
so,
government
so,
down.
so nobody will come back. Only George will come back.
You know, Samara, the great comeback where I'll tell you this in the great
No,
United States of
nobody,
America.
nobody will come back. Only
You
George
know,
will
you
come
know,
back.
Samara, let me say this to
Why
you.
the
And trust
Nigerian
me.
people say it's tired? They want George Weah and Joseph Boakai. They
Okay.
want bring
So
additional committee.
okay, Samara, let me weigh in some geopolitical perspective, Samara. When you look in
Yeah, so
at the great
that is something. Let's be able to have that conversation after this. Let's have that conversation after this. But I want to weigh in
Okay.
on what you said, on some of the analysis you gave about the project there in Norfolk County. And one of the things that we should understand is from the very beginning of this project, it was something that no one could understand. And one of the things that I keep telling Liberians is the fact that I would say that nobody will be in the know as to, how that place was being built. Liberians got to know about it, then the place was already built. And you had
Yeah.
EPS put their money in the place.
Yeah.
So the question to Liberians should be, so in 1 year they build that thing because Joe Baka step for year just in there,
Yeah.
right? So imagine if
240
these
posters.
people, yeah, so here's the thing, right, Ben? If these people able to build that uh 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 uh, uh building there in Foya, right?
Yeah.
That big hell of a place, let me say it like great people will,
Yeah.
within a very short period of time. Don't you think that these people who have done something better of you, for you? Because yeah, I said the time was very short. And yes, some of the people in government be like, oh, we just started the government. You people just started the government, but you have that building there for you. So it tells Liberians, that if Joseph Waka wanted to, he could have done it. But instead, he
Certainly.
decided to do something that would benefit himself. Now, from the beginning of this thing, nobody could understand it. We just saw that building there.
Exactly.
EPS people managed the building. Questions were being asked from one to another. Everybody giving their own saying, popular minister, someone who's supposed to be in the know about such project. Tell like when people say yes, speak to it, the president will speak to it. So what about this project that you could not speak about? There's a whole lot of news. At the end of the day, the president himself said we are going to clear the whole thing, all the mental library people. He said that it's a peace building hub. Peace building hub there. Is that peace building hub that Liberian people need right now?
Yeah.
So the whole thing about this project is a lie. Because the first and foremost thing is local county has Bunjama City.
Yeah.
Why you get a peace building hub you carry it for you?
Because it close was Sanga.
That's what I just like at a point in time I be like, let this government be able to make it to make sense. Because some of the things that you people can tell Liberians, it doesn't even make sense. But yet still you want for Liberians to agree with it. You want to force them to agree with it. It's not what private company, and let me say this, it's not part of the conversation, but Ben, it's one of the things that I always, I'm scared for some of the people who work within government. Because
Yeah.
if you say something, if you just put your own feeling, you cannot get your honest view about issues. They feel threatened. So if you're working within government, if the government is doing wrong, you're not to say it because if you say it, you will lose a job. There are
Obviously so.
people who are in the government who know well about this project, who can be able to elaborate on it, who can tell us as to, how this thing started and the real story behind it. But they dare not to say it because if they do so, they will be taken from their jobs.
Exactly.
So let's be real. And within no time, after that peace building up thing, within no time, we saw United Party people, they said that they bought a party headquarters.
Yeah.
Now let us be real. This party headquarters thing is something that we talked about. So it tells me that United Party folks only care about themselves. The way we should say, oh, we have the people at heart, we're doing things for the people, let us be able to get hospitals, let us be able to get clinics, let us be able to invest in the educational sector. No, that's not it. Our party headquarters that United Party could not buy before. It is a party headquarters that they bought within 2 years in power. It's
Exactly.
a pattern that Liberians be able to wake up. Just wake up. There are some things that cause, just common logic. Just put some things together and understand. These people were removed from that party headquarters. They went hang life in a place, they started staying there. Rent, they could not afford it. 2 years? Let me tell people, say the people there rallying. What kind of rally is that? But at the same point in time, we got to know about the money that was being
Yeah.
transferred.
Yeah.
So all of these things, these are just things, you just gotta put the pieces together and be
And
able
the
to
same
understand.
crying say they didn't get job. The country had unit party boss they didn't get job. But the same party
You
who say
get
they didn't
yeah,
get job. I didn't go raise the
How was
1.3
it?
million.
How was it that they were raising that money?
Yeah.
You saw that at one time it should be like this, right? That an official of government should not be involved into the party where you get a person hiring. They tell
Yeah.
three people on the person they put in there. It must swear
Yeah.
they put in there. At the end of the
Yeah.
day, why encourage people to go and steal? Because where do people take the
Exactly.
money from? From the same entity that they're working.
Clarence Massacre from LTA. LTA, what they said, they took Israel Agassi and other because they would draw we had t-shirt.
Yeah,
They took Clarence Massacre banned for final order, then they put into LTA. Patrick Honda, they all
yeah,
were at the United Party quote unquote homecoming program in campaign t-shirts.
everybody. So these people they are of no difference. And you know what will hurt the Liberian people? What will hurt the Liberian people is this, right? Liberian people removed George Weah because they felt that there are certain things that you're doing, it was not in place. And it brought the perfect government, perfection. I would put it because just upon government from the onset, before he could get into power, it was a perfect government in the mouth. Oh, we'll bring the puppet
Definitely.
there. The puppet will do the one. The puppet will do that one. At the end of the day, the puppet is only doing things in his interest. It's going to hurt you like real people if this man leaves from power and he doesn't do anything for the Liberian people. It will hurt you so bad because he's completely crashed now. It is the third year. We're not saying anything yet. Hurt you
Nothing has
so bad
changed.
that this will not do anything for you. It will hurt. You remove somebody from there and put another person who will not do anything for you. Then what's the essence of removing that person?
But
If
Samara,
this man wants,
look at Nafa. They removed Emma Glasgow. They put Cyrus there. Sarah was in her t-shirt going to
yeah,
United Party headquarters.
yeah. Look at the budget. The budget is huge, but it's only fair when these people who are in position. So
Yeah.
what's the difference? Let us be real. What's the
And Samara,
difference?
the budget you talk about, they remove support for sanitation, they remove support for airport security, they remove support for agriculture. Those three strategic entities, that are responsible for agriculture, sanitation, and airport security. They remove the allocations from there. Why any legal backing? They just remove it. Richard Kuhn just had 26% voting for the budget. They didn't meet quorum, they voted and had to just cross it to routine off.
Imagine.
Yeah. So they said
Who's
no. The
that?
government said no support for agriculture. Yeah. That's what they
Agriculture.
did. Yeah.
But the president, hey, guess what? Agricultural background. The
What kind of
minister that will
agriculture
be,
background?
will,
So
will
last
be,
can
will be the minister that will be producing our own rest here. How many farms to get with rest now?
somebody who really want open rest farm. That they will go take 10 million US and pay their retirement mansion. So that money is
Thank
going to
you.
take it to open rest processing plant in Lova. They may not
That
serious,
money
man.
poor.
That part
That
better
money poor. That
bien.
don't do very much good thing. Even the money that was used to buy the party, they say, oh, they tell the other people they investigating it. What do people use the money for? Should that entity be able to send that amount of money to one person? Definitely no. But this is where we are with the government. This is where we are. And you know, one
Exactly.
of the things that I will always say is that we just pray for the best, right? Because Ben is coming on here saying the black government will come, the cities, if the people see the tires is up against cities, what do you do? They will check
Okay,
where is
so
not promise, or
okay.
they bring happy people.
Samara, please permit me to just weigh in something shortly from
Go
geopolitical
ahead.
side. All right,
Go
so
ahead.
you see the great United States. America set a precedent. Trump was in charge of the country. He was the president, and it went to election and brought Joe Biden. Trump remained consistent that he had plans for the U.S. And again, Trump and Biden or Kamala Harris, let's say the Democratic, like the thing happening in the United Party now, same thing happening in America. Whether they should bring Joe Biden, they should bring Kamala Harris, they were deciding who to bring. And whoever they could bring, Trump was prepared to take them down because the confidence of the American people were no longer in Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. They needed Donald Trump to go and change things, and they voted for him. Today, under Trump's stewardship, America is great again. Let's go to Ghana. John Dramani Mahama. Nana Akufo-Addo defeated Mahama as sitting president. And he promised Ghanaians that he could change their lives, he could do everything better. What happened? After Akufo-Addo served, Ghanaians came together and they said they wanted change. There were other opposition political actors. They would have chosen someone else. But what did they do? They went back for for John Dramani Mahama on the basis of a performance. Even the sitting government, the sitting vice president felt that he could use security to do whatever. Mahama spoke and said, "You cannot play with these elections." And what happened? The numbers that came in. I mean, when the sitting vice president and the Kufuor regime saw the government saw the number coming in, they congratulated Mahama today as the president in Ghana. It happened in another African country. Let me say this to you. For Liberia, I be in all fairness, Samira, there is two political architects that is driving, and they're the movers and shakers of the border politics. And it is the CDC and the Unity Party. That is where our democracy has reached. All the other political parties in opposition, they're essential. They're very important to respect them. But the Unity Party and the CDC are the main actors. And I can say this to you. George Weah will win the elections in 2029 because of his record. What we've seen happening now, we throw an open challenge to the United Party people, Samira. Samira, nothing has changed. All what, even the little things that are in the country are projects completed and initiated by the Weah administration. So 2029, CDC stand a chance. George Weah stand a chance for a great comeback because of all of the people who have interest or wanting to be president. Weah has been tried, tested, and proven, and Weah have a huge impact and humanitarian record and the record of giving back and service to Liberia, even when he was not in politics, coupled with a performance in government. And you know the worst thing here is, you said that in your analysis, Samira, the United Party people, they have changed nothing. And when you try to be critical on them, when you remind them, say, I thought y'all say you're keen to rescue. They will say, but enjoy, we are government already. I thought y'all say you're keen to fix the one, but enjoy, we are government already. So if you continuously inform the Liberian people, okay, Joy, we are government. So the person say, but what happened? But then Joy, we are better. Because at least Joy, we are time. And when you check the economy, the market people who took their outside broadcast microphone, the people will tell you that Joe, we have done a Christmas with all right people buy more market. Now the country high, people not buy our market. We not get school fee. So Liberia is more difficult. The country is getting more hard on Joseph Barker. It's harder. Things like Samira, everybody you call right now in Liberia. Samira, you sit on this platform, you are a career woman, you're a professional. So no matter how the water get dry, you still know how to swim some kind of way. But I tell you this, Samira, there are people there are some of our friends in our country who sold their cars. They can no longer afford to buy gas for it. They sold it. People who no longer afford being in their apartment. You don't go to entertainment center. Things are tough. When you ask even the United Party for the back, they say the paper me, the
So
government official, and they all me.
who do you think have made things better?
George Weah will make things better. George Weah will come
You
back.
know,
Like
tell you
Donald
gonna be
Trump
the
in
last
America,
one.
like John Dramani Mahama in Ghana. George Weah will return.
But
Okay, Samara, quickly.
let's
Sema
see, let's
when
see.
Joe we are walk on the road small, they'll go buy plenty change. They walk on the quota small, get out from the car. You see the human being that can count to cheer him, right?
He's
I
a
want
star,
Baka
though.
remember.
He's a
Joseph
star.
Baka go get into boss.
That
They
man have
go
been
boo
a
at
star
him.
before politics.
You
He's
say?
a star. I said he's a star. He's been a star before politics.
So
There
you
are
know,
people, let me say this right there. That
okay.
is something you cannot take, right? There are people who have that grace when it comes to humans, right? Most of them
Okay.
will just go out there. I usually refer to him as the human magnet. There are a lot of people
Okay.
who want to, just to see him. Some people just to hear him. So it's different, right? You might have that, or they might have that him or might be working, people hearing for him when they say about him, people come out. Unless maybe George we are and Joseph Walker, where Joseph Walker go out there, people who are him. So they have two different personalities when it comes to the whole crowd, this all of that. Mhm.
Yeah.
But
Samira, what
let
what
us let
what you
us let
mentioned?
us let us let us be able to go to the phone lines
Okay,
and be
okay.
able to take on this FOIA thing, the FOIA thing that we talked about. Those are the people listening. They will come back. We'll be able to go into other issues here that will take us up to our closing time this morning. Those of you listening, you want to weigh in, you want to give a point, you want to make suggestion. There's points you want to make. You can call us on 0773-419-502, 0773-419-502, 0555 184711 0555 184711 0773 978 564 0773 978 564 0770 0880-907-907. This person, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. Your name and where do you join us from? Okay, right lights. Let's hear you. If just we are until we pop, who told me that Musa Belete will run for president too? Okay, thank you. This person, good morning. Hey. Oh, he got a blue cross CMC. Morning, it's political party. Good morning. Morning, let's hear you. Okay. Okay. Mm. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, my brother. The number to call are 077. Let's talk to this person, then we announce the numbers again. Good morning. Morning. Good morning. Yalima, where do you join us from? What is your name? Okay. Okay. Thank you. The numbers to call are Josephine in the Countess 0773 419502 0773 419502 0555 184711 184711 0773 978 564 0773 978 564 0880 907 0880 907 These are the numbers to participate here this morning. You're listening to Good Morning Liberia. My name is Samira One Life, and of course, I'm here with Ben Topak this morning. Good morning. Morning. Let's hear you.
I listened to you talking about the project in so far, right?
Mm.
Yeah, you took the opportunity to start trying to do a surprise. How will it look like?
Ma-
Your goal. That's something for you as a surprise. And you don't know.
Well, 10 million is as a surprise. Oh, you are doing surprise for us, the library people?
The staff of the president in because they have a discussion with the president on Saturday to have a conference for everyone. So we need to go down and try to do a surprise. So was that an issue? We can talk to. And second, so you talking about Georgia and President Walker. The first thing to understand that Georgia is not a politician. You are not even a politician, you're a superstar. So there's no way you compare a star and a politician when it comes out. Out there to tell you when it comes out this thing. But I cannot tell you as a politician because he's not a politician. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for participating. That's your own point of view there. So thank you for participating. What we're going to do is, okay, we still have calls coming in here, but what we're going to do shortly is to take a break, and right after the break, we get back here and move into more issues of this morning that will carry us up to our closing time. Good morning. Morning. Let's hear you. Grand Cape Mount County. How was the county this morning? Let's hear you.
Yeah, we should get on there with this issue of breakfast as a messenger from God. So you know, whether she for the past your judgment or you know whether the thing you know. Now, so this is what we should be sharing for me, please. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 4, verse number 5. He says, when we can break, you see what people have done to God. And Jeremiah 17, verse 15. People are forsaking the Lord and now see the word that's coming. This is about many regulation. The day of Friday, you will never start and everybody will say, they are not playing on me. So I'm going to get that. And 2026, again, January, the first month, every time is great. You want to find in this country because of the year. Things will happen. Things will happen. So I'm imagine to my big brother, this will be everything is prepared. Read it, then you will see the point of it like many people. Thank you.
So what I guess one of the yourself on
Yeah. Because thank you for the country.
So they can get climate change now.
No can change with God, angry with the nation.
So the boy, let me say, boy is angry with the nation because some guy won the presidency.
When because people are here for people and they are telling you, one day over back, you very ready to describe for just.
Okay, my brother. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So it's prudent enough that we take a break then, and when we get back here, we move into our last segment on the show. So let's take this one with Crime Stopper, and it's a message from old man Sam. Okay, this one. Come on, music. There are crimes in many places. Never community, you see. So if you see crime unfolding, don't take love in your head for the right authority. But it can't take care of it. Come stop right here for us. Really safe that we are done. Whether you rich or you poor. If you see them, you not talking, you check. You have perspective. If you see don't keep it. More bottom boy. Stop. The people bringing safety to your door. Stop me crying and make a vision before. Stop. On the second to interior, stop. If you have said they stop me ground for stop. The people bringing safety to your door. Stop me crying and make a vision before. Stop on Liberia. On the second to interior, stop. If you have said they stop me ground for
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own step old man Sam saying.
The people bringing safety to your door. Stop me crying and make a vision before.
Liberia, from the center to interior. Stop, keep it yourself, let's stop it now for Allah. Stop, let people bring it safety to your door. Stop it, cry and make it peace for them before. Come on, music, there are crimes in many places, in every community, you know, and see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't tell her in your head for the right authority. That it can't take care of it. Crime stop all here for us. When you set up to your door, whether you reach or you go. If you see a you not talking, that mean you check it. Whoever safety, if you see don't keep it. No bottom for it. Stop, let people bring it safety to your door. Stop me cry and make it be something before. Stop like Liberia, from the center to interior. Keep it safe, let's stop it ground for Allah. Let people bring it safety to your door. Stop me cry and make it be something before. Stop like Liberia, from the center to interior. Keep it safe, let's stop it ground for Allah. Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own step old man stands saying. Let people bring it safety to your door. Stop it right and make it be something before. Stop Liberia, from the center to interior. Keep it safe, let's stop it now for Allah. Let people bring it safety to your door. Stop it right and make it be something before. Stop Liberia, from the center to interior. Keep it safe, let's stop it now for Allah.
Okay, let me be welcome, Liberians. Welcome. This is Voice of Liberia, and you're listening to Good Morning Liberia. My name is Samira Ronlai, and of course, I'm here with Ben Topa this morning. It's about time that we've been able to move on to our next issue, which of course is going to be taking us home this morning, okay? The last segment of the show here on the broadcast. There are a lot of things that we've talked about, and there are a lot of things that we will continue to talk about. Till I always say, Ben, that we will continue to talk. We'll always talk, and talk. Okay, we will always talk, and talk. We will not get tired talking till we see the
Definitely.
Liberia that we want. Okay,
Definitely.
till we see the Liberia that we want, because this is our country. This is where we can never be deported from. So definitely, we will need to say things that will be able to change the country. Okay, we'll be able to say these things. But let us hear you on this issue, Ben. This issue that has to do with the yellow machine. When last did you hear about it?
The yellow machine.
Hello?
Yes, yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the yellow machine thing has been a while. Uh, the last time I checked, the vice president went to China to be able to settle the issue. But they're yet to come in country. And we have begun a new year again.
You know, there is a serious controversy about the yellow machine issue that have been lingering in the corridor, and from the very onset, the way the yellow machine project started, we heard about the first one, Mama Ability, they paraded the streets of Monrovia and took yellow machines at the barracks, even though it didn't go through any PPCC process, no legislative approval, nothing of the kind. They went ahead. But There's one question I've always been asking. Why is it that the vice president of the country, who Joseph Yuma Baka said is a businessman and they are running on a business idea, and business people always have interest in getting kickback, getting profits at the expense of their customers? Why is it that Jeremiah Kuhn, the whole vice president, had to go to China to negotiate for yellow machines? How is the yellow machine deal going? Who's funding the yellow machine? Is there any budgetary allotment? Was there any appropriation made in our national envelope for the yellow machines? Those are the terrible truth and hard questions that must be addressed. What is taking so long that a yellow machine cannot come into the country? What's stopping them from going through the transparent process? Is the anti-graft institution responsible? Why is it taking so long? Why is it that the legislature and even the louder mouths there are not being, I mean, vocal on those issues? So those are, I mean, the yellow machine issue is actually a kangaroo story. It's something very shared. It's something that there's no, much clarity. There's no transparency and accountability about that. And to date, I'm told that even the Minister of Finance, Augustin Gaffon, there have been some issues between he and the Vice President of the regime, Jeremiah Kuhn. There have been a couple of issues. There have been a lot of red flags that have been pointed or waved in regards to this yellow machine issue. So I think more emphasis needs to be placed on it. How is the yellow machine deal negotiated?
That's the
That
thing.
is that's where I want to weigh in, because this thing has been backfiring from the very beginning. And seeing Jeremiah Kuhn traveling to the People's Republic of China only for the procurement of the yellow machine, it brings a lot of concerns, a lot of questions here comes to mind. Take for example the Public Works Minister Giddings. Giddings is the Minister of Public Works. Why is it that the Ministry of Public Works is not in charge? Why aren't the government going through the PPCC? Why aren't there competitive, bidding process for companies that can go through, getting the yellow machine to Liberia? Why are all of those transparent aspects been ignored? All we had the last time, Mamaka bid to bring a machine. Another time we had that Jeremiah traveled to China to go negotiate for yellow machine. Why is it happening like that? Is Liberia no longer a country of law and order? Is Liberia why is Baka and Kun knowing the laws, the very laws that govern procurement processes? Why are they even disrespecting the very legislature that should be responsible in appropriating funds in the national envelope for the purchase of machines? The last time they bought buses and they said that the Echo Band getting the money to buy the bus. When Echo Band started giving money to buy use NTA Tantan bus from the UAE? These are questions. Until these questions can be addressed, until these accountability issues can be flagged, until the requisite institution constitutionally charged with the responsibility, to carry on the function of check and balances, then there's no yellow machine issue that should be discussed on the table by the government. Until then, any other thing about yellow machine would just be the regular business strategy that Waka talked about Kun doing, that he Waka is stopping on to run the country. That means all the Dino boys are doing Kun, for Joseph Boakai. It's to make business on the Liberian people using taxpayer money for their personal advertisement. Maybe they're rich and get kickbacks. Because all we know Jeremiah Kun is capable of doing. Why taking a yellow machine slow? Because, let me say this to you, Samira. If this yellow machine thing was a national emergency and of great significance to the country, the first thing is the legislature that should be appropriated in our national envelope and say the government of Liberia will spend so money for yellow machine purchase. And that will be a national discussion. When that is done, they will take that document to the PPCC. The PPCC will scrutinize the procurement process of the yellow machines. The Ministry of Public Works will announce that so pieces of yellow machine coming in the country and the machines will be here. And because those procedures are followed, the government will announce when the machines will be coming in the country and then announce who won the bidding process, when the machine is coming, how much the machine is valued at. Those things will be public. The information will be shared with media institutions in the country, and the public will be in the know of it. But to date, nothing has been said in terms of the legality of the yellow machine. Only thing we hear is the politicization. Oh, you work okay. Joseph Bagan come and bring yellow machine. Jeremiah Kuna go China to bring yellow machine. So It's not making sense. This story about the yellow machine is not adding up. It's not making any sense. It's not making any sense to
De-
me, Samira.
Definitely, definitely. And the thing is, when this whole project started, we saw as to how the president, the woman capability, and the likes of others, I mean, how they vibrated with the machine, right? With the president photo audit, the president photo, woman capability over it, the president photo, they vibrated. And they said that a lot was coming. Why they were coming? They said to be able to help. And at the end of the day, this is the third year. This yellow machine thing came up in the first year. Yeah,
Certainly.
in the first year. Yeah, in the first year. Yeah, this is the third year that we're in. We're yet to see the yellow machine. The yellow machine story was the first and foremost story. The president said that he had good friends and they were doing all the free work. At the end of the day, it came to a point that we started to talk about money business on the same yellow machine. Marketability cooking and said this, that, and this is where we are. So when the yellow machines come, we saw the vice president in China making some negotiations. How far? How far is it? You know, there is this saying that Sekou and I would always say that then you will lie to the girl if you want her.
Yep.
But if the girl fully agree to you and say, you get lie to the girl again. Because you tell the girl you lie for the girl to approach her. At the end of the
Yeah.
day, the girl. So how you coming to your team? Now who are you carrying the girl to? How you coming to your life? Because this girl will be a
Yep.
part of your life. So how is it you coming to do? So you can lie to get to power, but you can lie to govern. Because
No, you cannot
all
lie
of
to
the
government.
people will be seeing all of the clarity. People will be sitting there. Anything you do, it will be people will look at them. So majority of the things that are happening, it is just all one single battle. At the same point in time, we're at this stage where in the yellow machines, they're yet to come to country.
You
And
know,
the people
yeah, go ahead. I wanted to bring a
and
constitutional provision to
the
you.
people the people continue to, cry about poverty. Poverty continues to be in the country. And we're in a new year, right? We're starting on a new page. I hope and pray that this time around, the government should not just say, the price of rice has reduced when people cannot even afford to get a cup of rice to eat. Because what's the essence of you governing when you're governing and then the people they are still in poverty? The same poverty that you say you want to take the people from. They are still in poverty. So what's the essence? And this is a new year. The government should do better. The government should focus on the
Honestly,
Liberian people. They should actually do better. You cannot have a 2026 that will be like 2025 because it's getting worse around here on a daily basis. It's getting worse. Liberians are crying. Liberians are complaining. The government should be able to create job opportunities for people. These are some of the things that they talked about. They boast about it. They talk about it. They said that they could do better. So I put that be like, this is just all wine in new bottle. Because it's the same old thing. But at one point, point in time, to Liberian people, some Liberians gotta wake up. This man served as a vice president for 12 years. We did not even see anything that he did for the Liberian people. So how is it now that within 6 years you expect this man to do something better for you? The term rescue this man needed to be rescued. There were folks within the Unity Party that needed to be rescued. There are folks now in the Unity Party who used to sleep on people cushion in the US and they needed rescue. Now they are the big boys around here. The rescue that I'm talking about, the Liberian people are not even being rescued. Everywhere in the country is hard. People complain, people struggle. Now this. Isn't that though the weird regime people were not in poverty? Oh, you have people in poverty at the time. No country will go and say that, you do not have people who are suffer. But the majority, they're able to put food on their table, then it is not as much as it's here. But if you have majority who are complaining, majority who cannot even afford, then what is it that the government doing? And the government acknowledged that the Liberian people, majority of them, they are living in utter poverty. Because the government set up a committee, the president of Ghana set up a committee and made the vice president the head. And he should be able to know as to what is the cause of poverty. What's the cause that poverty continues to grow? Have we got a report from the vice president about the
There
cause of
has
poverty?
there's been no report from the vice president
So that's
about.
the thing.
Absolutely no report. There's been no report.
That's the thing. So meaning we're not going anywhere. And this is
No.
a new year. The government should be, you will see the solar coming, the state of the nation address coming. He going to polish it. Talk about the rule
Exactly.
of law. Talk about the address agenda. He will still a lot of big meetings. By the end of the day, the year will end again. We'll enter into 2027 with social promises that things will
But
get better.
Samara,
Things will get
the government failed on rule of law.
better.
We
But
saw
I just think
yeah,
it's something that he always flag.
yeah.
And they'll do the rule of it. But the thing is, this is an old man that said that he had connections. He knew people. So how is it that under this old man, majority of the NGOs, they are no longer in the country? Somebody will say, maybe they're bad. You know how many people who used to work with USAID, they are no longer working, they are sitting home. Let's to talk about those of the people that he decided he put down because he felt that they were somehow affiliated with CDC. The job business in this country is at another level. And those of the guys who are in government, they are mean. Let me say this.
Very
People
mean.
in government, they're mean. No, sometimes we gotta say these things, so not every time we're crying, we'll be shouting, and we say, we gotta talk some things at times so that we gotta tell the truth on the radio so you listen to it.
You're right.
Tell me something, CDC government, that's the truth. To go up in Canada, that's the truth. What's the difference? The CDC government, the people who are in government, Joey, I say your word. Senate people in your word, let me put the people in the let the people be able to work. Tell the people that will making a plenty of money, let me be able to call the salary and share so everybody can be able to carry something home at the end of the year.
Harmonization. You're right.
Was that okay?
Harmonization.
Was that okay? That was perfect. So at the end of the day, somebody, let me tell you something. If you're working for 50 United States dollars for 1 month, you know that you carry something home. And where office pay you, you said, yeah, they want to get it.
That's
But
dignity.
you didn't say the worst part about it is that the United States for that, you harmonize my salary, you harmonize your vote. They said that. But anybody care. Sit there looking at that. They will put the people there down. They will put the people there down, will increase your salary. You people's salaries have been increased. And this is the fact here. Have people's salaries been increased?
But
Have the
Samara,
media
Padre Honda
know?
generator, they gotta get 3,000. You had a Padre Honda generator now. So how do you increase your salary? How do you employ?
So that's just how parts that you people don't want to get, right? It has not yet been increased. So put the people there on job and then we divide the salary and put people down and then your salary go up. Which one you people would prefer? At least everybody, like the people get posts, what they can do that so they can go posts. The people get posted. People have many posts in your salaries. So yeah, you people told the people and put it down and say, oh, increase the other people's salary. These people's salary and I have increased. So what the money you people are using to pay the people that have put down, what have to do?
They're using it to pay Padre Honda and generator 3,000 gasoline allowance. They're using it to
So
pay
I
this
don't
about
understand.
10 million mansion.
I tell you. So I don't want to be like, let people make it to make sense because it's not working. It's not working. People continue to cry about job. People continue to cry about food. The education sector is a mess. The health sector is a mess. Everywhere it's just messed up. So what are you
Everywhere
people
just
are doing?
mess up.
You people say that, oh, you're telling me for power, you're telling me for power will do better. Their experience. How can a person work in government for 12 years as a vice president? There's no impact. This person works in government according to him for 40 small years. This person started to sell cold water to his house. Then like people look at the person and say, take it and give it.
They work on frying donut. The man work on frying donut in rehab, selling Kool-Aid. Yeah. He living on loan.
Crazy. It can just be crazy. Somebody is struggling. You know what I mean? Take struggling person, you get them money, you say, yeah,
Yeah.
you say, take it. What the person will do
Yeah.
first? What you think that person will do? And let us be real.
Yeah.
The president said a lot. He said a lot. He said a lot that's going to impact on the millionaires. See this time, the people, Natana Magio made a statement. Follow Magio said, you tell the money, you better want to tell the money, and you say all the people, hey, blah, 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 blah. Don't
Yeah.
really push it for reform. There's no government that is perfect. Even the Liberal Party government, they are beyond perfection. But let's be real. Well, Natana Magio made a statement, oh, everybody's okay with 2 years like Liberia. But we have a president that came about, the president told his people who are in government that after I'm not steal, or you just steal their money, you will you say yeah. Should a president even say such thing? What it implies? It tell you that the president is already stealing his own.
Yeah. Okay. And just get this. Do you know that coincidentally we track that statement was made in Lofa?
Oh yeah.
That statement was made in Lofa. At that time, at that point in time, the $10 million mansion they were already building it. Yeah. So
What
the
you?
Babe, so the Babe look at it, $10 million project and say, listen, when you see the money, you say yeah. That's what the man did. At Lofa, the man made a statement in Lofa. Papa is a
Mm-hmm.
broke. The man look at $10 million mansion and say, okay, what happened? I know you're stealing the money, but you're still here. You say, yeah, because the man started building up now. That's the first thing Joseph Boca did when he became president was to build a 4-year mansion, $10 million 4-year mansion with first
Yeah.
priority.
So that was why I said. I said I shouldn't see the but yesterday you say yeah. The
Yeah.
city time you used to see the money circulating, and if you're not working in government, either you do not have a job, but then you have a brother or friend who is in government, if you go to that person, and one way or the other send you travel. But in the party government, the people want to make it to look as if to say they are not stealing, and they are stealing now. But
They are
it's
stealing.
the money that they're acting like, oh, how can the people work that with 2 years and da 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 da. But still, they're stealing the money. What
But
you know,
somehow they
they
put
buy,
they put
they buy
$22 million for Dusty Road. What are
okay.
$22 million for
Yeah,
Dusty Road? But Joseph Boca road
but
travel to come out tomorrow.
the public where minister account for it. No,
No, I can't believe it.
he said he was mismanagement and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So like
You put
I'm
just
saying
buying
all of
party
these
headquarters all over the Christian people, just buying party headquarters all over the Christian people. You not go all the country that party headquarters you buying. The party headquarters put food in the people table. You're just buying party headquarters. You're stealing like bring put money. Joseph Baga
even
just stealing
even
the people
even
money and buying
even
party headquarters.
even the party headquarters they are buying their own partisans. They are even struggling.
Exactly.
The party people they are even struggling. Some of them they are even some of them since they put the government they can see like so the job opportunity that we're talking about when they 10 year
Yeah.
2029 right here, how what the people will get job. So I'm saying all of these things to say that I'm not seeing the difference in order for it because here's the thing, Ben. You will say that you do not want Samira as a leader because you can do better because Samira is not doing better. So if you take Samira position, you're supposed to do far more than what Samira was doing.
Obviously.
Of change.
Obviously.
That's the reason why people go to the ballot boxes to vote for their leaders because they want change. Because there are things happening that they do not want for it to happen. So they will change the person. But they said, Joey out doing one, Joey out doing that one. Oh, the boss are laughing. Oh, biomedicine, they say biomedicine.
Yeah.
People may all automatic. Why are you not a agenda? I'm not talking about the road because who can be going from Morovia to the bush from the bush to Morovia. That is the road thing. So we should call you people biomedicine too.
Yeah.
If
Nothing has
you're
changed.
not
Significant and nothing
It's
has
nothing.
changed.
That's the essence of this conversation, Ben. Nothing has changed. Nothing. We see the changes.
Nothing.
Things are even going worse.
Certainly.
That
From
is
bad to
it.
things has gone very worse. Things have been very, very
It's
worse.
going worse. It's not the same. It's going very, very much worse. So what's the change? What are some of the things that the president said he would do that he's doing?
Nothing.
He's just from one thing to another, just costing, from one thing. Then the thing is, they do not want for you to speak up. When you speak up, they start to threaten you. They start using
Exactly.
threatening remarks. because they know that what they are doing is not right. The president has traveled over and over. What is that he has secured for this country? God bless her,
MOU.
bless her, for her.
MOU
Who
you
is
can
that?
bring back.
Seriously, nothing he has achieved. But back then, when president traveled, everybody, oh, they may use a private jet, they may use a private jet. The president not use private jet too. So you see how they shoot the young people for you and be yelling, it will give it to you for
Yeah.
the way, like that for me, it
Yeah.
will sit inside. You see how it can be like. So if nothing has changed, my people, you gotta change something in this country. We will continue to talk about this thing changing business because you gotta change something. We put say for example, 2029 is election. So
But there's that
the
one
people
2 years
know,
only.
the
Like
people
one
get two
two
more
years only.
years,
That 2 years.
2 more years for people,
Yeah.
2 more years. So you people are changed nothing. Country, this is the 3rd year.
Yeah.
2 more years, why you change? And what people
Nothing.
are going to change it here because that you people will change it. So you have to do something. Now working, oh yeah, yes to the other person, oh and that should really be a slap in the face for the unity party led government. That thing where
Exactly.
you hear us saying that oh they men corrupt, they put the men down and blah blah blah. Just change it official level, right? So all the people that do it, they're still to do a corruption.
Yeah.
All the people should be having material should be having to do a corruption. Why the president? Because the president himself too, the man, some husband where you see how the man, then you saw the man say you have breakfast this month and New Year, no breakfast or dinner, which one?
Yeah.
You want to say national fish, eating good food, looking fat too.
Yeah. But Samara, you know a lot
I
I
mean,
caught up with
eat the
them.
extra one like break people. Eat the extra one
Samara,
like break people.
another lot I caught up with them. Joseph Baga said he told about that the $1 million he told, I think 1.3 or 3 million something to buy that the Lexus bulletproof SUVs. He
Then you
said the
gonna
car
say
that
that security people for security
yeah
reason. Who want
they
to you?
car, but you know the excuse again. Same game. The EPF director said the car that Joe we are getting the car were not good about to buy a new car. But guess what? The car what they say
Hmm.
Joe we are getting were not good. Like the car they used to go Lofa for they go Christmas. The
Okay.
Lofa road. They drove in those SUVs, those Land Cruiser SUVs that what Baga used to go Lofa.
The people are so wicked. They are so wicked to the extent on the inauguration day. That inauguration program ourselves with Waka to go into office. The
Yeah,
people, Joel Howard Taylor and took off vehicle there to go
yeah,
and attend the inauguration. You know what they did to the lady there? They took the vehicle from the woman, everything. Then the lady had to sit down on her tree. Then she called to a horse. If she never had a personal car, that somebody had a car, people all were personal car or travel, she called to the horse. The woman said that she sat under that tree for about 2 hours for the person to be able to that. So if that woman used the fire to go back, you will not still get it now. That's when Joel explained that thing, the former vice president is the person I'm
yeah,
talking about.
yeah,
People, former vice president, that's the president. The lady explained it after they said, you like very people at this on the radio. The lady
yeah,
said on inauguration day, the woman go and tell your own inauguration. Then you say, I come, you tell the vehicle from her.
yeah,
This person to go home. So you have to be able to take the vehicle from this lady on a later date.
yeah.
That's not wicked. And when you get wicked mind, you can govern correctly. People
That's
should
how
get
petty
too
they
much.
are. That's how petty they
You
are. The thing is,
but
I mean, the
you said
government.
that.
The
Mm,
guys are evil. The guys are evil. They're petty. They're petty. And they seen Joseph Baga when Joel became vice president. Joel went to a house and prostrate and greeted him. They treated Joseph Baga with honor and respect. When George Weah was president and Joel vice president, they took care of that old man, pay his medical bill, fed him. The two Toyota Land Cruiser Prado that was in his convoy, President Weah gave him no cash. His son
and
Joseph
that's
Baga Jr. Joseph Baga Jr. was Jojo. Jojo was in the employ of
yeah.
Maritime in senior management position. Tantan. Tantan was in the employ of NASCO. He was retained in NASCO. Those are the people you found today. They're arrogant all over the place and misbehaving on everybody. Those people. But one thing I can tell you, Samira, is time flies. Those
Mm,
people in the regime, they felt that 6 years forever. They're very arrogant. We're in the 3rd year. Today is January 5th. Just yesterday, we were discussing New Year Day. Just yesterday was 2025. Now, today, we're at the 5th of January. January 5th.
Mm-hmm.
Before you go,
Mm-hmm.
you blink your eye. We'll be in February.
We'll
February
be
28th.
campaigning. That's
We're
right.
gone.
2028, 2029, people start campaigning. 2028, 2029
Yeah.
is election. 2028, people
But
start running brown campaign.
but first of all, by 2027, Samira, that's when you're gonna hear people say, "Oh, we have vibe baga." You're not listening to this. Crossing over will start taking place 2027. We thought the man get listen to people, so I resign from the government. By
The
2028,
man,
nobody listen to Joseph Baga again. Everybody based on
the
election.
man,
Even
the
the
man,
senators, the
the man.
representatives, all of them won't contest. They won't retain their
Thank
seat.
you.
So nobody will
Because
stand for them.
it will be senatorial election too.
Yeah,
The senators, they will be looking on that, they're trying to get a seat too. And
yeah,
the man,
everybody
you see,
fighting for
all
themselves.
this year, he says he had to campaign and he's not doing anything for the people. Nobody look
Yeah,
at counted Jerry is important. He said the campaigning already, all of these things. So when you campaign already 2029, 2028, what do you show to the people? Ain't no campaign big and tell people say, done this, well,
yeah,
you're coming there. Because if you're asking them to put you there, you be like, I'm going to do this. Because I'm going to do anything. I'm going to do
nothing.
this. I'm going to do that. And I want President Vargas said, then they
That's
gave
what
me
you
the
do.
seat. So 2029, if you're going back to the people, what going to tell them?
The man will be defeated.
Over there, the people who are being
Yeah,
corrupt are put down without investigation, are building horse, then Koya is a peace hub, and then I put lights on the Robert International Highway,
yeah,
and then what the president did? I passed all the popcorn on the road, on the national
yeah,
road. These are the things that people have dedicated a water pump.
yeah.
These are things that you'll be saying.
I think the people want yeah. They're joking. Baga and Kun, they're joking. Those people will be
Yeah,
defeated
as much
2029.
as what I'm cool joking, we're coming to an end of this conversation. So the show how you call it. As much as Baka is joking, we are gonna be careful. That's why I have to know why I say, oh, they made a campaign, but we are already have to be careful. Don't say
Hmm.
I'm telling you.
Yeah,
Anything can
yeah.
happen.
Your point,
As
your
much
point
as
is well.
people,
Yeah,
as
your point is well
as
taken.
much as majority of the things that they're doing, they're just giving way to CDC, giving way to CDC. It's going to make CDC campaign easier. And
Certainly.
at the same point in time, as much as it's going to make it easier, citizens should not say that it's just going to round that. Oh, but the people campaign for already. Someone can do anything. No. The thing about United Party that I always say, United Party has strength in the propaganda, right?
Your
They
propaganda
know how to
warfare.
post they know how to tell people about things that are happening. Seditions, they get patient, they get time to be. When United Party people pin the ministerial complex today, they will post it.
Yeah,
So majority of the projects you see around here, like latest division coming on in the breaking documents, it
yeah,
was project that was secured during the Williams regime. But the people were not talking about it. The people are letting it go, and that's how it should be because that's a responsibility as a government. You're there
you're
to
right.
be able to the people. So not worrying when you go, you pin a building and you can't tell it like very people say you post it and say, some things it be like we just going to do what we're supposed to do. But you know about people, they know how to do the propaganda. They will
Yeah,
tell one thing about all of the things that happen within this United Party regime. Let us be real. If it was CDC regime that were happening here, then will get killed in this country. Because they will find a way to look for it. You saw how they used to CDC 1 year in power, 2 year in power, people are already going back. CDC, just there. You know how many times these people have pushed the CDC, what they did to CDC party chairman, what they've been
yeah,
doing when it comes to the protests, what the police continue to do, and all of that. But it's good to maintain the peace, too, though. It's good to maintain the peace within the country. But I'm just saying that if this crap there within the Unity Party should, then that's everything we're talking about here. Because I know as to how the people respond to things. I know as to how they react to things. But nevertheless, we're here and we'll continue to talk things in the interest of the people. We'll continue to say that, as much as we will sit here, disagree, and agree, the two biggest political party in Liberia, the Unity Party, is citizen. So when
you're
people
right.
go to the Liberian people made up their mind to say we want to bring another political party. These are the two political parties. So you have the CDC, you have the Labour Party, the UCC, the Labour Party. That is it. But then we will have to wrap up. It's 9:30. We have two
Okay.
minutes coming up our closing time, and due to some technical reasons, we'll have to end the show a few minutes to reaching up to our closing time, and then we're going to be back here on tomorrow morning with another conversation on the broadcast. Okay, so let us hear your parting comment. I'm not going to open. We will not open the phone lines on this. We just thought to say some of the things that have been happening, say some things out to the youthist. And this year should be a little better year for the library people. The library people deserve better. Seriously, they deserve better. But let's hear you, Ben. We wrap up.
So it's been a great show. I want to thank you, Samira. It's been a very great show, and I want to say this to the Liberian people. In spite of all of these things out, this is democracy's darkest hour. Democracy is at its darkest moment in Liberia under the Black Icon regime, the evil regime. But one thing I can show the people, from what I can say authoritatively from the war room of the CDC, be assured that the CDC is standing very tall. The lies the United Party told to win elections, those lies will not be given a single chance. The last time the former Minister of Finance, Samuel Toy, was on the radio, United Party people ballet was shaking. I can assure you, the CDC is in a formidable force. President Joshua, you listen to his message at the church. All we can say to you, remain hopeful, remain resilient. The country will be redeemed from the hands of the criminal gang of Joseph Boakai and Jeremiah Kuhn, the evil regime. And I want to say this to you: we commit ourselves. We're going to be here on Voice of Liberia with this wonderful team doing a fantastic job to ensure that the Liberian people are cognizant and are informed on a daily basis about things that are happening in the country. And what we can assure you, we'll not sit down and allow Boakai and Kuhn to damage the country. As they're stealing, we'll continue to inform you. We'll continue to tell you what they're doing to the country. And 2029 not far, almost yeah. And when that time
Mhm.
reach, all you can do, prepare yourself, think right, so that when you go vote, you can vote them out and vote for a responsible government that will move the country forward. And George Weah is prepared, the city is prepared to restore the hope of the Liberian people in 2029. And I want to say once again, happy birthday to the CEO, Segu V. Sharif, and Happy New Year to you, the listeners. And again, Voice of Liberia continue to stand tall as the biggest media institution in Liberia. This is backed by facts of your equipment, it's backed by the services you render, it's backed by your coverage across Liberia, and it's backed by the international geopolitical voices you bring on this platform. So I'm glad, again, this is my debut in 2026 on this program, Good Morning Liberia. I'm glad to be here. My name is Ben Believe Tokpa and Samira Walla. It was nice being with you on this show, and I hope to be here tomorrow and always, as long as Jehovah God gave me the breath of life and good health to be here.
Okay, thank you, Ben. Indeed, it was a great presentation. It was a great time. And tomorrow going to be here with another edition of the show Good Morning Liberia. This is where we speak truth to power. This is where we tell the Liberian people the hard truth. Okay, so do have yourself a blessed Monday. My name is Samira One Life. This is how we say bye bye on Good Morning Liberia.